Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful, empowered harmonizers. We are zooming in and focusing in a little bit more in depth in terms of understanding psychopathic manipulation. How do they get into the controls? How do they get into others' operating system? How do they sort of psychologically hijack others? And a lot of this in the beginning, I think, will be in their body language. Remember that a psychopath, the way that, the way that their brain looks is different than other people's brain scans. I mean, they show, that there's areas in the brain that are reduced and slower activity, reduced in size, reduced in amount of electrical activity, the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, and other situations. But for number one, the amygdala, because of this they don't really experience sort of fear. They don't get they don't have then the sort of that loss. If they were to lose a pet, lose a child, lose a parent. Sure, they're going to feel a sense of loss, but I would say I don't want to go there with all that, but maybe just they don't have the same feeling of loss or a pang that that takes them a long time to get over. Oh sure, loss of a parent, number one, of course, especially if that person is significant to them. But what I'm really talking about is that they don't experience the same things that keep people bonded together: love, commitment, empathy, togetherness, compassion, care, love, respect, admiration, enjoyment, excitement, getting the giggles over somebody. Someone's silly, you love them. You love how cool, calm, and collected they are. You love their warmth. You love how easygoing they are. Or you love their electricity. You love their appeal. Whatever it is, you love their look. So yes, there's all these different things, but realize a psychopath, the way I feel that they can manipulate and get in is through their body language, and they have an ability, because they don't experience the same range of emotions. So if they're not experiencing the same range of emotions, then they are experiencing something else. If you see a rainbow in the sky, that is a range of colors, okay? But if you are not seeing that range of colors, then you're seeing something else. It's kind of like the same thing. Instead of seeing red, white, orange, yellow, blue, purple, they're seeing like a whole different things of colors that you have never even seen before. So they're on a whole different spectrum. I want to give you some analogies or comparisons. We studied this a lot in school, so I guess, and when you take the SATs and ACTs, they use a lot of these analogies, or whatever you call it, metaphors. So I want to make it like palpable to people so you can understand kind of like what you're dealing with, since you don't know maybe what you're dealing with, or we don't know what we're dealing with. So the psychopath, they've got a whole different repertoire, continuum, spectrum of thoughts, feelings, behaviors, emotions, etc., in ways that they are other than different people. Completely different composite, makeup, profile, etc. Just like the difference between night and day, the difference between tomato soup and beef Wellington. We're talking about difference. And you can love people for your differences. So you might love them very much. These people might have been like phenomenally wonderful in gifting people to you in your life. But we need to understand something if there's been something problematic for you. And namely, if they, because of their difference of structures and the different of sort of activity and number of neuron cells in these areas, they think, feel, do, and have different behavior, especially non-verbal behavior, or what you might consider the aura of somebody, the charisma, the way that they light up a room, the way that they take command of a stage, the way that they're bigger than life. There's, je ne sais quoi, I don't know what it is. I can't take my eyes off of them. Like, there's just something that emanates from them. If you've seen like a movie star, if you've seen, like a rock star, or, somebody who has just a different vibe, or you might be walking on the street and you might see some dark or menacing character, or something that gives you the heebie-jeebies. You know, your hair, you get that prickly sensation. You go, oh, you know, and then you're like, you know, or just the same thing with COVID. There's someone without a mask. I'm walking, you know, I'm changing my direction. This is, you know, you've got a reticular activating system and you've got the amygdala. So you're then paying attention to what you need to pay attention to. It's like an automatic survival process that you have going on. So if a psychopath they can especially, I believe, I'm not psychopathic, but it's my understanding and my feeling that they can read body language and they can get messages off of people other than what they kind of know that they're putting out. So you can be putting out messages, quote unquote, that you don't know that you're putting out. So just like studies will say, oh yeah, you know, they picked that person out from the crowd. So if they can lean back and sort of do this, they kind of create the message, I have the key to you. I have the key to you. I mean, if they can sit there with their legs crossed in that look and twist this like this, all of a sudden their body language is speaking something. So it's a very unique ability and profound type of communication that they use. We'll talk more about this later. It's your buddy, Peace and Harmony. I hope these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe, and for goodness sake, please donate for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Our time is about up on this video. More later. Bye.